So, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, the owner of Twitter himself. I was on Twitter the other day looking, just scrolling through the feed or whatever. Obviously, I'm sure majority of you have been on Twitter. So there's a For You page now, and there's a following page. So obviously, the people you follow are mostly going to be on the following, and the For You is whatever people throw at it, whatever is kind of like most relevant or whatever is throwing at it. So this I follow Elon Musk, and then there was this tweet about him, like he literally said penetrating it deep with BBC. I'm sure if you sure if you kind of think of it, you'll know what it is. So obviously there was this interview that he also did with the BBC where um there was speculation that the guy who did the interview didn't know what he was talking about. So especially about this misinformation on Twitter or hate speech or whatever. So now I found this little clip. It's like a 5 minute clip. I think it says you just lied. Elon Musk slaughters BBC reporters in live interview. I'm glad this was live because if it wasn't live, they could have altered it, and then it wouldn't be like as authentic as it is. So I'm glad this is it. So I'm gonna give my take onto this because as a person who used Twitter myself, signs of hate speech and I don't recall seeing any. So yeah, I'm gonna be reacting to this and see what's basically this interview is about. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people.
Watch Elon Musk slaughter BBC journalist James Clayton. Okay.
Don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
At this point in the interview, the two discussed hate speech and misinformation on the platform. Okay.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of
No, notice how there was so many. There was so many. Donald Trump, for example, was the other one, right? But he had to mention Andrew Tate. This says a lot about this guy. This says a lot of how brainwashed he is about the media, and he works for the mainstream media of England himself. This says a lot, man. This literally says a lot.
speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that?
And notice how Elon Musk is just relaxed and he has his hand like this, right? Apparently, that's I think they were said is the symbol of the Illuminati or the Matrix, or I mean, I've heard people saying the symbol of truth or whatever. Like it means you're speaking truth. Cristiano Ronaldo was doing this as well in his interview. Andrew Tate does this all the time. Sneeko, he does this all the time. So like it's crazy when people do this. Like if you don't know exactly what it means, is man, it tends to mess up with your head sometimes.
Is it the BBC?
Wait, let's go back
Who's
a
the
little bit.
arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
Oh,
And
Charlie.
you're literally asking me.
Yes.
Well, no,
Who is the
you
arbiter?
are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Oh, and one thing that I love doing is watching nervous people whenever they talk. Their body language shows how insecure they are, right?
Literally asking me.
Yes.
Well, no,
Who is the arbiter?
you are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's?
Keeps nodding his head. Keeps nodding his head like, okay, yeah, I see. That's sign of nervousness. Because you know that you're just being brainwashed by whoever is your commander, let's say, right? And then now you're standing in front of the man himself who you claim to be, let's say, kind of like a bad person ish, like because he unbanned the people who was previously banned, giving them the platform because they were banned previously for for the hate speech, but now they came back giving the freedom of speech like more like a meaningful power, if you get what I mean. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I like that. I fuck with Elon heavy.
The point at which you said that there is this is misinformation. Like, who is going
But
to
you accept that
decide
misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false.
Every single time. Every not ev- Most of the times, let me say that. Most of the times there's been a lot of things that BBC has written. There's brother, we're not even gonna get into that right now because I'm gonna go literally and just scroll. 'Cause especially brother, I don't think there is literally any media who never like kind of like gave misinformation themselves, and now he's just being a hypocrite calling Elon Musk, telling that there is misinformation on Twitter, right? Brother, you can't make this shit up, man.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false.
Does he respond? No. He takes a long time to
Do
respond.
you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true. In its, whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
What
something
hate
that you want
speech are
to
you
address?
talking about? I mean, you use Twitter.
Right.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
But just a personal anecdote. Like, what do you? I don't.
personally,
Me neither. I don't. I actually don't.
for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content, yeah, personally. But I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
You
But
see more
personally,
hate speech personally.
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content. And I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
There we
I
go.
honestly don't need.
This is what I saw. So he basically failed. So on Twitter, on the information that we get on the thread that was made, he basically failed to give an example of hateful speech. So he was just there like kind of like trying to juggle it, and then like kind of like giving it an excuse, and then kind of like trying to skip up the conversation, right? When Elon Musk challenged him for to give like an example.
Slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples.
Right.
Can you name one example?
I honestly don't need. Honestly, I
You
don't.
can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore. Because I just don't particularly like it.
Oh my god. So how the fuck do you know that there is hateful speech if you don't use it? You fucking moron. You a fucking moron.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore.
Where is it? 218.
You would describe a hateful thing.
Yeah, I mean, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content.
Wait.
And I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly.
Hold on.
So you see more hate speech personally.
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful.
There we go.
Describe
He literally just said that he sees it. He sees a lot of this hateful content, but then after he goes forward, he says that he doesn't see any.
You can't give a single one.
And I'm saying,
Then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
really?
Yes, because
Wait,
you
I
can't
kind of
give a
skipped.
single-
Hold on. Let's go
Why?
back a little bit.
I'm
Let's
not
see.
sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
There you go.
And
Well, then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying,
Then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. And yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
That's a false.
no. What I claimed,
You just lied.
What? No.
Hey yo, Elon just destroying this guy. Literally, the title says just slaughtering him. Oh my god, bro.
Well,
That's a false.
no. What I claimed,
You just lied.
You just lied.
No. What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether
Oh, hold on. Firstly, he says that he uses the For You page that has those kind of content. But now, after Elon asked him to give examples of those content, he doesn't give out any. And now, he literally just said the other organizations said, I think he kind of be referring to the BBC right here, to be honest. Other organizations said that there is this kind of content on the rise. Brother, just decide. Just decide what you want to say. Like, brother, it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid to claim that someone did something or there exists something, right? If you don't have proof. You don't have proof, so just don't fucking talk about it. Brother, oh my god, this guy is such a moron, G. I swear to God.
whether it has on my
Give me
feed
one
or
example.
not. I mean, right, and
Literally
you can
can't
look at
name
something
one.
like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK. They will say that. So
Look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a
Right.
single example, and you can't name one.
right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But let's,
Well, then how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and
Let's
as I said,
go.
That's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed. I
Then
would
how
say,
would you
for a
know this
few
hateful
weeks.
content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time.
See, now he wants to move on, right? Now, oh my god, brother, that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad Elon decided to do all of this live, right? He just decided to do all of this live for this reason. This is amazing. Shout out to Elon, man. Shout out to Elon.
Wow.
COVID misinformation. You
Amazing.
changed the COVID misinformation
Has
rule.
BBC
As the interview turned into misinformation about COVID-19, Elon Musk slaps him again. Ow!
changes COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about.
But he sets the rule on his own website and TV, doesn't it? Giving misinformation about, I don't know how many people died, how many people have COVID, the vaccines, and all of that bullshit, right? Brother's such a hypocrite, man.
BBC's misinformation about COVID.
I'm literally asking you about.
Did you see that, brother? My man took literally like a 10-second pause. Overreacting a little bit, but let me just count. I want to be accurate with this.
On Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm literally asking you.
He took 4 seconds to reply, bro, because he knows. He took 4 seconds to reply. This is just stupid, man.
Change the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, and then it then disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? The BBC was put under pressure by the British government.
Let's go.
Changed its editorial policy. Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
That's why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to
I'm
talk about the
interviewing you
BBC?
too.
All right, let's talk about.
See, now he wants to change.
weren't expecting that.
Now he wants to change the like. Now he wants to change Now he wants to change conversation again. Now he wants to change topics, man. Like, brother, you cannot come after a man so powerful just like Elon Musk, brother. You cannot. You literally can. You cannot. There's nothing that you can throw at him. There isn't. There's nothing that you can throw at him. That's it. Nah, man. This just hurts to watch this guy being literally slaughtered, as the title says, by Elon Musk. It's crazy, man. But shout out to Elon, man. Shout out to Elon. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out.